Hello and welcome to CARE-Cincinnati's video series on navigating resources in Cincinnati. Today we will be talking about immigration. This is a guide to some of the most common forms of immigration relief for immigrants in the United States. We will discuss some basic requirements and eligibility for some immigration remedies available to immigrants in removal proceedings or without legal status in the U.S. What is it? Asylum is an immigration remedy available to individuals that are unable or unwilling to return to their country of origin due to past persecution or well-founded fear of future persecution on account of their race, religion, nationality, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion. How to apply? You must apply within 1 year of arriving in the United States, with few exceptions. The 1-year deadline does not apply to children under the age of 18. The application for asylum is called an I-589 application for asylum and withholding of removal and can be found on the USCIS website. Where to file? If you are in deportation proceedings, that is, having hearings in the immigration court, you must file your asylum application with the immigration court. This is called defensive asylum. If you are not in deportation proceedings, your asylum application must be filed with the USCIS Asylum Office. This is called affirmative asylum. What to submit? Along with the actual application I-589, you must submit evidence to support your claim for asylum. What is the process? If your application is filed with the immigration court, you will have the opportunity to present your case before a judge at an individual or merits hearing. The immigration judge will decide to grant or deny your asylum case. You can hire an attorney to represent you. The government will be represented by a prosecutor whose job is to convince the immigration judge to deny your request for asylum. If your application is filed with the USCIS Asylum Office, you will be scheduled for an interview with an asylum officer. This officer decides to approve your case or to refer the case to the immigration court. If your case is referred to the immigration court, the process is the same as we explained before. What happens if I win my case? You will receive asylum status in the U.S., and after 1 year, you will be eligible to apply for legal permanent residency or green card and can eventually become a U.S. citizen. Also, asylees have access to public benefits in the U.S., just like any other U.S. citizen, for up to 7 years. What is it? A U visa is an immigration remedy available to non-citizens victims of certain crimes here in the U.S. The non-citizen must also cooperate with law enforcement in the investigation and prosecution of the crime to qualify for the U visa. How to apply? The application for a U visa has two parts, one for the applicant to complete and one for the investigating law enforcement agency, prosecutor, or even a judge to complete. Where to file? This application is filed with the USCIS office. What to submit? Along with the application, you must submit proof that shows that you have suffered substantial physical or emotional trauma due to the crime you were a victim of. You also have to show that you are a person of good moral character. What is the process? A USCIS officer will review your application and supporting evidence before making a final decision. Only 10,000 applications for the U visa are approved each year. This has led to a significant backlog of applications. However, it is possible that the USCIS will give you an opportunity to apply for a temporary work authorization, employment authorization document, or EAD, while you are waiting. What happens if I win my case? You will receive a U visa, which allows you to live and work legally in the U.S. for 4 years. After you have maintained this status for 3 years, you are eligible to apply for legal permanent residency.
What is it? A T visa is an immigration remedy available to victims of severe forms of human trafficking. How to apply? The FBI officers investigating the case must sign a certification on your behalf. You may be required to testify in court against the traffickers. The process and requirements are very similar to a U visa. What is it? A special immigration juvenile status is an immigration remedy available to non-citizen children that have been the victims of abuse, neglect, or abandonment by their parents. How to apply? First, a juvenile court has to issue an order with special findings that state that the non-citizen child dependent, neglected, or abused cannot be reunified with one or both of the parents due to the abuse, neglect, or abandonment, and that it's in the best interest of the child not to return to their country of origin. This order from the juvenile court judge is added to the application for the SIJS I-360 and submitted to the USCIS. What is the process? A USCIS officer will review the case and decide to either approve the application, ask for additional evidence, or deny the application. What happens if I win my case? Once your SIJS is approved, you can eventually apply for legal permanent residency. However, it could take a long time for that process to be completed. A USCIS may allow you to obtain a temporary work authorization, or EAD, while you're waiting. You will eventually get legal permanent residency.
What is it? A cancellation of removal is an immigration remedy available for non-citizens individuals facing deportation in immigration court. What to submit? In order to be eligible, you must show that you have been continuously residing in the U.S. for at least 10 years prior to receiving a notice to appear in the immigration court. You have been paying taxes for all the years when you worked. You have no significant criminal history. That you have an immediate relative who is either a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident, and that they will suffer an extreme and unusual hardship if you are deported. This is a hardship beyond simply missing you or relying upon you for financial support. What is the process? Cancellation of removal is only available to those who qualify and are appearing in the immigration court. The application and supporting evidence are submitted to the immigration court, and the immigration judge will hold a hearing to decide the case. What happens if I win my case? You will be allowed to remain and work in the U.S. and eventually apply for legal permanent residency. If you need help with your immigration case, you can contact the Immigrant and Refugee Law Center for assistance or look for other resources in your area. Thank you for watching, and please check out the links in the description below for additional resources.